Hello world, welcome back. This is episode 2 of the SAScast. I'm your host, Max Moses, serving as a student life student assistant here during semester at sea fall 2022. We are on board the MV World Odyssey. We just left Greece and we are on our way to Cyprus. Today I'm joined by 6 other students excited to share their memories and share their stories so far on this amazing experience we are having. Just to give you a little perspective again, we are on board a cruise ship studying abroad for a semester. We just left Greece and we are on our way to Cyprus, excited for what's to come in Cyprus, and just excited to share some more moments together. So I'll let the 6 students around me introduce themselves and then we'll get going.
All right, I'm Jacob. I am from New Orleans, Louisiana, but I go to school in San Diego. I'm a junior. So almost done with college, almost there. I'm an actor, philosophy major, communications minor. I don't really know what I want to do. I'm just kind of setting myself up for after college, just kind of put myself out there. And yeah, that's it.
Hello everyone, my name is Sophie. I'm originally from Mexico. I grew up there. I moved to the U.S. 3 years ago to study at the University of California, Davis. And I'm a senior, so I'll be graduating this year. And I'm studying international relations, sociology, and minoring in human rights.
Hi, my name is Grace. I'm from Syracuse, New York, but I go to school in Connecticut. I'm currently also a junior, but I plan to graduate this spring semester and start my master's in the fall. I am hoping to be a clinical psychologist, so that's kind of what I'm looking into now and what I plan to do in the future.
Hello world, my name is Chris Altenborg. I am a senior attending Colorado State University. I'm majoring in journalism, minoring in sports management, and I have no idea what I'm going to do after I graduate.
Mm-hmm. Hello, I am Julie. I am from Columbus, Ohio. I go to the Ohio State University. I am a senior. I study communications. In the future, I'll probably do social media marketing, but it's still or open-ended, I guess, so I'm not really sure, but we'll see.
Okay, hi, I am Stephanie. I am from Orange County, California, and I go to school in Oregon at Oregon State University. I'm currently a public health major. I'm a junior, but after this, I want to test in the law school. So hopefully be a lawyer, but we'll see. We don't know. Law school's hard.
Great, thank you all. I'll finish this out here. Again, I'm Max Moses from North Carolina. I'm attending North Carolina State University as a 4th year. I'll return there in the spring, finish up a degree in human biology, and then hopefully apply to med school. So now we will jump into the first segment. And I did this in the first episode, and I want everyone to share, if they're willing, one word to describe your experience so far on semester at sea. Think of maybe one word that kind of summarizes so far what you've experienced, and give us a little insight into why you chose that word. So whoever is ready to start can feel free to share.
I can go first. I would say foundational is my word. I think it's like it sets you up, like for me at least, traveling. It just, you spend like a little bit of time in each country, and then from there on, like with the rest of your life, you can see where you want to like stay or travel to for a little bit longer periods of time. And then also like you learn a lot about yourself. It kind of sets that foundation, especially for independence. Especially in Athens, I kind of took a solo trip where I stayed in Athens, but I just kind of did it myself and did all the sites myself. And you learn a lot about yourself that way too, which is foundational for the rest of my life, honestly.
Absolutely.
I can go next.
Sure.
I don't know how to follow that. That's very deep and well thought out, but I was just going to say spontaneous. I think that naturally, like when you travel, you have to be okay with your plans changing, meeting new people. You can't really prepare for travel. You just kind of take whatever comes to you. And it ends up being some of the best and sometimes worst experiences, but it's all for the better. I think we all grow and change because of that. But yeah, I think there's a lot of planning before semester at sea, but then once you get on the ship, you can't plan for what you do here.
I can go next. It sounds bad, but my word would be uncomfortable. It's not like what it sounds like, honestly, though. Like, we've all gone to school at the same school for 4 years, 3 years now. We're so, like, used to the same routine, the same people. And I think that, like, semester at sea really pushes you outside of what you are comfortable with in the best way possible. And it, like, helps you grow. It helps you learn, like, you learn so much from different cultures, which nobody else gets to experience except for us. And we all share that really special bond. So, yeah.
Okay, I can go next. My word is going to be a little bit different, but I would say it's kind of like one big wave, and I'll kind of use my example from Portugal. I've never been surfing before, but I went for the first time, and we talked about this in our abnormal psychology class today about how, there's like always going to be highs and lows to any experience, so just learning how to kind of like ride the waves that come and go. And I don't know, to go back to that story, like I said, I've never surfed before, but by the end of like the surfing lesson that I did with 2 other of my friends, I was able to actually like stand up and ride the wave. And I feel like this whole experience is just like learning how to kind of enjoy like slowly standing up and going until you fall and get back up again.
That was beautiful.
I really like that anecdote. Yeah. I think going off of that, my word would be challenge. I think being on the ship has been very challenging for me. Like, I love going into the countries. I think I've learned a lot from that, but I think what I've learned from the most is being on the ship and the ship community. I think I've really learned how to challenge structures that are sometimes not designed for everyone. Like, I think being able to include people and how we take the ship community to be inclusive and to be for everyone has been something that I've been challenging a lot. So challenge would be my word, and how to integrate people that are not always included in things.
And you guys all had really good words. I would probably say eventful, just because a lot of good stuff, but some bad stuff also happened so far thus far with semester at sea. I feel like I really found my self-independence a little bit so far on this journey. And yeah, it's been an amazing adventure. Super happy to be here.
Great, thank you all. Yeah, I'll also add my word. I mentioned it in the first episode, but mine was developmental. I think this experience, like some of us have talked about, has been very difficult and very it's been a learning opportunity for us. So I think this voyage it's just been eye-opening and has allowed me to kind of explore myself and figure out exactly what I want to do. But at the same time, it's also, pushed me to where I may not feel like I can do something, or may not feel like I'm capable of doing something. So it's challenging me to become a better person. It's making me feel like I have the ability to do things, but that I have to kind of find that desire in myself to, really push forward. So I think every single day I'm waking up and giving it my all and allowing myself to grow in the process. I will also add, I spoke to some of the ship kids. So like I mentioned in the first episode, on this ship we have what I call the little ones on board. The youngest is 4 years old, believe it or not, which is crazy to think about. I was not on a ship at 4 years old exploring the world. But some of the things that the ship kids talked to me about in terms of their words. So one of them said chill. One of them said adventurous. One of them said fun, with an emphasis on it being very fun.
What was the second one?
The second one was adventurous.
Okay.
Yeah. But the last one really spoke to me, and it was an object, and it was dolls. And
It was
the
definitely
reason,
Owen.
what was that?
It was Owen, wasn't it?
It was not. But what made it interesting to me to hear dolls, the girl explained to me that it was what she was collecting, which I thought was pretty powerful. She said, I've been collecting dolls here during the voyage, and it made me think, that is her way of remembering this voyage. As crazy as it may be for her to be on a ship exploring the world, she had to. I think she's finding a way to remember her experiences through the things she gets while she's in port, which is pretty spectacular. So that was cool. So now we will move into the big focus of this episode, which is life on a ship. So it's something that probably none of us have done, I don't think, done an academic semester on a cruise ship, which is crazy to think about. But overall, I'll just ask, how has ship life been for us? Anyone want to share exactly, how they've been feeling, or just the emotions that have gone through living on a ship for a little bit?
I can share. I think my first instinct when I moved onto the ship, I guess, was physically it was very different. I had never even taken a cruise before, so being on a ship full time was so interesting to me. There was definitely the first 24 hours I was like, wow, it moves a lot more than I thought it was going to.
You get seasick?
Got a little bit seasick. Nothing crazy, no nausea or anything, but just a little bit of a headache. Getting used to sitting in class and seeing outside the windows, seeing the waves go by. It's such a different experience. So physically it was a little bit of an adjustment, but then after we all got our sea legs, as they called them, then I think it was just more emotionally getting used to the fact that, we only have the bounds of this ship. You only have certain activities you can do, certain people you can talk to. There's no big campus. It's a very restricted campus, but in the best ways, honestly. I think that you adjust really well because we all become a little bit like a family.
Yeah.
You find your people and you spend all your time with them. You eat your meals with them. You hang in each other's rooms. So emotionally, it's been a good adjustment, I think.
Going off of that, I've never had something where I've lived with this many people for that long of a time. So that's been definitely a huge adjustment. I live in a sorority house, so I should have kind of been used to it. But 4 months with people, you can either you think it could be really bad, but again, like she said, it's like a family. These are all your people, and when you're in port and you just see everybody, it's just a feeling that nobody else will share. It ends with us. I heard that quote from the last voyage, and I was like, that just none of the professors will be the same. None of the people will be the same. Max Moses won't be having a podcast. It's insane. I don't know. It's just such a crazy feeling.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's had its highs and lows. I would kind of agree with that. But a quote that I saw from last voyage, I think, was countries will always be there, but the ships won't. So enjoy her while you have her. And yeah, I really think the experience is kind of what you make of it. So whether you get along with the people that you see every day or not is up to you, and kind of just finding the good in everybody, because I think so many people come from so many different backgrounds and have so many different experiences. So it's up to you to kind of take the time to learn what those things are. And, yeah.
I think that's the coolest part. There's so many different people on this ship. It's insane. There was the entrepreneurship club, and some of the things people have been doing are absolutely wild, and they're 20 years old. I'm 21. I hadn't done any of this stuff. How many of you guys have been on a ship? I've never been on a cruise ship before.
I never.
Never.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a few times.
You just been there, done that.
It's definitely different. It's interesting because with semester at sea, none of the days of the week matter anymore.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
A1,
literally
B1, B2.
so weird.
Today's Sunday,
It's so irrelevant.
Oh, today's Sunday?
Yeah.
Everything feels like a day. It's just
Oh, wow.
And Halloween tomorrow on a
Is that
Monday,
on?
it doesn't feel real to me.
Is it on Monday?
It's
Yeah.
so
Monday,
funny.
it's on Monday.
It's so funny. You get such a reality check when you're in port, because when you're on the ship, days do not matter.
Yeah.
And then you get in port and you're like, oh gosh, let's go to this activity, and it'll
Yeah,
be
you can't.
it's a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's not
It's not
open.
open.
Yeah.
Where are you going? Yeah.
I think it gives you a different perspective on time and kind of how you look at it and value it, because it really, a lot of people obsess over time, but it's really not as important as the experiences, I think.
No, I feel we were just in Portugal. That was
Yeah.
2 months ago, a month ago. And at the same time, it's felt 4 years.
Isn't that
And these
crazy?
people I've gotten so close to these people in a span of a month and a half. That's so insane. But at the same time, it's just wow, summer just ended. We're only halfway through the semester. That's weird. Time is just such a weird concept on the ship. It doesn't exist.
It's me. We're going back to school. It's
It's
so.
gonna be such a wake up call going.
Yeah,
back to-
exactly,
back to
yeah.
old.
I don't know, guys. I'm going back to Ohio. It's really gonna be different.
Yeah. School
wild.
5 days a week.
I know, right? Yeah,
Crazy.
exactly.
Yeah.
Right, it's crazy. Here on the ship, we it almost helps us not. I think someone mentioned already, but not focusing on time too much. Here we are. We were all wait, it's Sunday, and it's oh, tomorrow's Monday. It's that's how much we become invested in this experience. We feel we're not tracking down the days. Oh gosh, I wish it was Saturday. Already, or I wish it was Friday. I wish classes were over. But now it's you have classes on Saturday, you have classes on Sunday, which is so unique. But that doesn't really come to mind as like
That's so true.
something that like you think about. It's just like you're here on this ship and you wake up every morning and you go see everyone that you've seen the day before, and it's like you can't miss them. Whereas back at home in college, you wake up and you go see your friend in maybe one class, and you may not see them for the rest of the day. You may not, you may walk by someone at your home university and may never see them again. But here on the ship, it's like, oh, you're going to see that person probably again.
Yeah.
For sure.
I feel like time in general is just crazy on the ship. Not only like they say that time moves fast when you're in college and you should cherish it anyways, but time on semester C feels like it moves 4 times faster. And just in so many ways, like the days seem to go by super fast, or people you talk to, they might be 24 years old or 18, and you might not even know, because normally you would never see them. They would be years apart from you in college, but everyone's just around each other and socializing, and it doesn't matter. Like those types of things just don't have any value here on the ship.
Yeah, it's a good point. Even like grades, like what year you are, doesn't really matter. I mean, like there's people that are 25 years old I'm like super tight with, and there's 18-year-olds I'm like tight with too. So it's.
I think it's interesting, like the things that you thought, or like that we valued so much at home, kind of it changes when you're on the boat and you realize, kind of, especially because you have more time, like just to sit with yourself, and like you just have more quiet in general. The things that you valued before are just really like drastically different.
And no social media.
Oh, so nice. It's so nice.
Yeah, it's a blessing in disguise.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice to just detox from everything that's on there.
Yeah.
I literally got service the other day, and my TikTok time from before was like 4 hours a day. I didn't go on TikTok one time. I was so proud of myself. I'm just like so not used to it anymore.
Okay.
I just don't even care.
It's improvement.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great. So we will hop into the next question here. So let's give everyone at home or wherever they are in the world an insight into what kinds of things we do on the ship. Obviously, we go to class as students, but what kinds of activities are we involved in? What do we do in our free time here on the ship?
Basketball.
Shoot some hoops.
Oh, he's an athlete. Okay. No, I think semester C provides you with so many activities. It's impossible not to be doing things here. But outside of classes, they do what's called cross currents, and I find myself spending a lot of time at cross currents.
Very insightful.
Yeah, very insightful. I think it's just really interesting to talk to other people and hear their stories. So I spend a lot of time socializing, whether or not that's in the dining halls or in somebody's room or going to a cross currents to hear a lecture. You just are talking to people 24/7. Hence why my voice is like basically gone right now. So sorry to the listeners for that one.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do on a boat. School's not bad. Hooping a little bit, tanning a little bit, up till summer.
Yeah, the weight room.
Weight room, yeah, been going to the gym.
Yeah.
Making new friends, trying to talk to new people. Ping pong.
Ping pong, yeah.
Yeah.
There's some mad good people at ping pong around here.
There's some people out here. Teachers are good too.
I would say you better watch out for DPH.
Yeah,
Dog Ping Pong is gonna absolutely destroy you in ping pong.
Yeah, I think I heard there was a girl. She played for the Peru national team.
Yes,
I think
yes.
she still plays.
Oh, yeah.
So
Really?
Wait, who?
There are people in this world here on the ship that are elite.
There's some elite. They bring their own ping pong battles. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
That's commitment right there.
Wow. Apparently for the auction, there's one of the things they're auctioning off is a ping pong match with Captain Costas.
Oh, I heard he's pretty good.
I heard he's good too.
Yeah.
Well, he lives on this ship. He better be good.
All right.
No, I think my favorite days are the activities when everyone is up on the pool deck. If it's
Yeah,
a really
yeah.
good day, everybody will be up on the pool deck at
Poppin'.
once. Everybody's tanning, everybody's in the pool. Other
Play
people will be up in the
music.
sports court. Yeah, those are the best days.
I spend too much time at the snack bar too. Like I'm always at the pool bar, always up there.
Yeah, I literally, the first day, I was like, oh, I'm not going to get
Yeah,
anything.
you
I'm going to
can't,
wait
no.
until the very end. I bought one smoothie.
And it's over. Oh.
Yeah, every single day. I'm just like, I need coffee or like a
Yeah.
smoothie. Like, it just sounds so good. I'll treat myself. And then
Once you do it once, there's no going back.
I treat myself every day now.
But the real question, what's your smoothie order?
Blueberry banana.
No way.
It's
Blueberry
so
banana?
good. You guys got to give it a try.
You have to do, okay, if you go to Joyce, Joyce at the snack bar will hook you up. You do strawberry banana and put chocolate ice cream.
Chocolate
It's
ice cream.
really
Wow.
good. Yeah.
Interesting. I'm going to have to give that a try.
Yeah, you have to.
That sounds good. Yeah, and that's the thing. I'll go back to what someone said about the cross currents. So what's special is that we have such a wide age range on this ship, which is crazy to think about. Like obviously back at home in college, We're all taught by professors that are older than us, and we're all around college students in those classes. But for example, we have this class that everyone goes to, all the students go to, called Global Studies. But what's special about Global Studies is that it's open, and it's open to all people on the ship, but and all kinds of people join Global Studies. Like you have the ship kids that come. We have a special group of lifelong learners, as we call them, on the ship that are here. They've done their studies, but they want to come back and continue their educational journeys, which is so special. So seeing so many people from so many ages is crazy to think about. That we're living our lives here on a ship, but there are people that are 4, that are in their teens, that are just finishing up high school, that are finishing up middle school, or people that are in their late 60s or late 70s that are on the ship, exploring their lives too, which is pretty special. So next on the agenda is what have we all brought from home to make ship life feel like life at home a little bit? I know we all we're missing our friends, our family back at home, but is there anything that we've brought on the ship that's allowed us to kind of make ship life a little more, feel like at home, so that we connect to home a little bit? I'm sure we all miss home. Is that right?
Of course.
Yeah.
A little bit?
A little bit, I guess.
I don't know, because I feel like we're all coming from different backgrounds. And, like, I spent the summer in Hawaii working, so I've been away from home for a little bit now. So, I mean, I've brought in, like, some stuff from Hawaii. I just feel like music is, like, good for me. Like, brings me back to, like, a time and place. So it's,
Absolutely.
like, popping down the rooms. I like that a lot.
Did you bring an instrument?
No, I didn't. No, just the vocal cords.
Exactly.
Sorry about it.
Everybody's talking about such meaningful things. I brought ranch packets.
Oh, you got
She's
ranch,
so
man?
smart.
I have ranch. I know. I've been hiding it from you. Chris and I live in the same hallway, so
Okay, it's
I'm gonna have to
some,
make it up.
yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I'm
not.
gonna start locking my door after telling you that one. But no, there's certain food things that I did bring because I know that they're rare off of the home country that I'm from. So ranch was definitely one thing that I brought.
Yeah, her roommate also has really good beef sticks.
Sticks?
Beef sticks.
Okay.
Scouts
Beef
beef
sticks.
sticks.
Yeah, Scout's
She has-
beef
yeah,
sticks.
She has a surplus of them. I stop by, get a beef stick. I'm on my way to class. It's awesome.
Yeah.
I think this might sound a little deep, but I think that most people brought stuff that are not visible with them. I think that a lot of people bring with them values. They bring ideas, right? And I think that's very interesting to see on the ship, right? Because I feel that the spaces on the ship, it's a lot of communicating, and you get to know people in different levels, and you get to see those things that people bring that are not visible. So maybe it would be interesting to think, like, just maybe from the audience too, like, when you go to a place, like, sometimes you bring things that people cannot see, right? And sometimes you don't even see what you're bringing to the table until you actually question it. So.
And that's how we truly learn about people. It's like people share obviously tangible things, which are great that they bring, to make their life the best away from home. But like you said, there's things that you may not see that you learn about once you talk to someone about it, which is so cool. I think on the ship we built such meaningful connections with so many people, and the more comfortable we get with others, the more we learn, which is so special as well. So life's been pretty crazy. We can all admit life is it's pretty wild, but it's so memorable to be on a ship where you wake up and you can't walk down the street to to the cafe and get some homework done. You're walking upstairs or downstairs a couple steps and you're there.
And it's
like,
hard.
you're not leaving, right?
Yeah.
Those steps are hard.
That
They are,
number,
yeah.
I'd never make it. I'm in Berlin.
I was
every
huffing
time.
up a big nine. I was like, "Jeez, oh my goodness. I take the elevator. I don't even take stairs.
No.
I take the elevator.
Max, is there anything you've brought from home that reminds you of where you come from, or?
Yeah, I think I cherish moments where I help others. I like to. I think I'm more of a giving person rather than a receiving person. I hate to kind of like, receive a bunch of stuff and not give it back. So I brought this. I shadowed at Duke Hospital this summer with the ER docs there, and on my badge I have 2 stickers from 2 patients who wanted to share their stickers with me. So that kind of brings me, and those people are going through tough times in their life, and I was in such a amazing space to experience stuff from my career path, but they decided to share in times of distress or times of discomfort, things that they received from the medical staff there, and to share with me as well. So I think it's just things that people give to me, I choose to take with me where I go. So that's probably something.
And your
It's
twin
here
sister.
with me.
And
And my twin sister, yeah, on the ship.
That's
Shout out to her. So yeah, it's nice to be with her as well for sure.
Yeah.
it was your birthday recently too, huh?
It was my birthday. Yep, October 24th.
Wow.
So that was exciting to arrive in Greece and
Mhm.
celebrate with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. Thank you all so much for that. Next, we can sort of dive into how is life different than at home? Are there things that you kind of expected ship life to be like, and it's turned out to be a little different, or how would you all compare life at home to here?
For me, it was very different. I was not expecting to be in the U.S. 24/7. I think for me, it was like a big culture shock to be on the ship. I lived in California for 3 years, but California is very different from the ship. Like here, you have people from all over the U.S., right? So the U.S. idea is very intense. The classes are super U.S. based. The entire system, right? So I had a huge culture shock being on the ship, and I think I had to like reframe my entire like perspective on semester at sea and being like, this is a U.S. program that has international students, but it's not really an international program because I think it tries to be, and it's probably will get there. But I think that I had to like reframe my entire idea of semester at sea, and I think has been great to be here and just learning like different people, different parts of the U.S., and also learning from people from different countries. So, yeah, that's my perspective on it.
Yeah. I was gonna say I think that specifically my campus, my home campus is very much like it's pretty individualistic in the way that all students kind of keep to themselves. We all have our friend groups, we all have our roommates, all that type of deal. But I go to class and I don't really know the people in my classes. I mean, my school has 60,000 undergraduate students. Like, it's huge, and you take care of yourself and your own studies, and that's pretty much what you do. And here it's just completely different in the way that you know all the people surrounding you. And I mean, they joke, but sassers take care of sassers. And we all just have each other's backs, and we all know each other really well. So, I mean, I don't know, it's very different in that way, which I like, actually. I think it's a lot of a better culture.
Yeah.
I mean, a huge difference from my school. I mean, maybe at all schools, but I like, at most schools I've grown up, high school, middle school, elementary school, college even, like, people don't actually, like, want to learn. Like, they're just there because it's, like, the typical thing that people in the U.S. Like, do. And I think it's so interesting to come here and have people be like actually excited about their classes and actually excited about their studies. And it makes me want to be like more engaged too. I'm like, my professors actually care about me. Like, I want to go to class then. Like, they know my name and they'll see me in the hall. They'll eat lunch with me. That's just such an instant experience. And I don't know. We're very lucky to have that experience on this boat.
I think that's really cool too. Like eating like lunch with your professors. Like you see them every day. It's so special.
Yeah, and their families too.
Yeah,
like you would never see that,
Yeah,
Never,
you actually
ever.
get to know them and not just them on like in the front of the class just reading off from their whiteboard.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's funny, people always joke growing up, like when you're in elementary or middle school or high school, about how like it's so awkward when you see your teacher outside of class in public. But here you live with your teachers.
Yeah.
It's
Exactly.
not
It's not like at all.
it's
It's
not
just,
weird at all. You all are like a big community.
Joke with them.
I think it brings me back to, I remember when I was visiting schools, there was one visit that I did where they were like advertising that like one time per semester, like you get to go have a meal with your teacher. And it like sounds very forced, and I thought of that when I was eating breakfast and my psych professor came up and she was like, hey, can I sit with you? And I was like, okay. And it ended up being really nice. So I think it's cool if you want to like grab lunch or dinner with your professor, like you'll see them or you can ask, and it's always like really nice.
And the professors here have done so many cool stuff. Like,
Yeah.
they're just, like, they've been filtered for us, you know? Like, yeah.
Their list of accomplishments are just
Yeah.
I'm like, sit with me, please tell me more.
That's why the cross
Yeah.
currents are so interesting, because
Right.
these professors will stand up and talk about these experiences that only people would dream about having.
Right,
It's
right.
so insane.
It's crazy that Meg J is on the boat.
Yeah, no,
My,
author, like, it's,
My mom is such a big fan of her, and we had no idea that she was going to be a professor on the boat. And like I had her book prior to getting here,
yeah,
on the ship, and then I found out that she was having a cross current, and I called my mom, and she was freaking out about it. And I had to buy a book, and I got a picture.
Yeah.
And,
Wow.
but yeah,
That's
it's really
wild.
cool. Yeah, the professors are awesome. It's cool.
That's
Yeah.
special. Yeah, I think what's so amazing about being surrounded by people from all over the world and people from all stages of life is that everyone is so open here, like open to share, open to provide advice, open to hear your story and suggest how to navigate your life struggles. Like you talked about with your professor coming up and wanting to eat with you. It's like those moments you will remember, but also like it's so special to think about someone like wants to share moments with you and like wants to make you feel like you're at home. Like the amount of people that are here that are probably worried about the uncertainty at home. There's some people here that will come up to you, and if you are open to them and vulnerable to them about something, they will be more than happy to address that with you and get you through what you're working with, which I think is so amazing. Great. Another solid topic to discuss. Thank you all so much. We will end with a couple questions here, probably two. And one of those questions is, what do we still want to add to our ship experience, our ship life experience? There's things that we learn in port that we want to bring onto the ship. There's things that we learn every day here on the ship about, how to build a better community. But is there anything that we individually want to add to our ship life experience, something that's still been left out, something that we're still kind of seeking for life on a ship?
So for me, I would say learning how to sit with like the silence. I think I'm such a planner. I wasn't thinking about graduating early until I kind of had the time to think about it, and I was like, oh, shoot, I gotta get on grad school. Like, I think that's something that I'm trying to learn during this time is, not having to plan 24/7, like so far into the future. And yeah, like luckily we have a lot of time like given to just be with ourselves. So learning how to do that in a way that's not overwhelming would be something I want to learn.
I think I've learned that I'm like capable of doing so many amazing things that I didn't think I was able to do. So it's really cool that we've been to Portugal, Morocco, Spain, all these amazing places, and I never thought that I could do such a crazy thing. Yeah.
Anyway, we love the music.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can hear in the
Pause real quick
background.
for a little
We may
advertisement.
not even edit that out.
There's
because
lip sync competitions coming up soon, so I think everyone's.
it's part of the ship experience. I think we all, there's so many unexpected things that happen. We hear music behind us. Or outside the room here, and it's we all laugh and smile at each other. So I think that in and of itself is a moment that we all like. Wow, that's cool that people are doing that.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Oh, I mean, something that I want to like learn how to do. I feel like we're always like counting down to like the next port, and it's so crazy because today we were just sitting there and we're like, isn't it so crazy how like Cyprus is our last like European port, and then we're gonna be like in Jordan, and we're gonna be in India and Kenya, and then we're like done. I like need to slow down and just be where I am right now, because I know when I do get to those ports, I'm gonna be like, wow, like 3 more ports, like. It's just I don't want to think about that. Like I should be like living in the moment, which sounds so like stupid and cliche, but it's just we need to like appreciate the amazing experience we're having like right now, rather than just counting down until the next thing that we deem exciting or like something that's gonna change our lives. Like this is changing our lives. Sitting in this room talking to you guys is changing our lives. I don't know. I just be
We're
in the
gonna be
moment.
famous. We're gonna
Being
be famous.
intentional. Yeah. I was gonna say like being intentional with what we do, so
Yeah.
when we don't look back, we don't have regrets. I think that's my biggest fear. So I think like definitely a learning experience how to do that.
I like that word. I think I've been thinking about that a lot. How to be intentional, and I think questioning really why I'm here, and what I want to achieve being here, and just intention matters a lot. I think like every day just waking up and like what we do, why we do, like what are we even in semester at sea, right? Like why are we taking college on a ship? You know, we could be in any place in the world and we decided to be here, and I think that can get lost within like the excitement and like the everyday life. So I think I try to like remember myself every day why I'm here and how I'm gonna connect with people that are different from me and make meaningful connections that it might not last forever, you know, but it might teach me something that will stay with me forever.
Yeah, I kind of going off of that, I immediately thought about I want to learn some new skills. I mean, you learn a lot by talking to other people about their culture, about their ideals and their values, kind of what you talked about earlier about how you take your ideals from your home country and stuff like that. But there's some really interesting things that people have to teach on the ship, and I don't think I've fully leaned into that as much as I want to. Like, there's a lifelong learner who loves to juggle. He has been teaching people how to juggle. I have yet to do that.
Chris, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
Chris. He's
Yeah, I love
amazing.
Chris.
There's people who learn how to play chess really well. I want to do that. There's certain things that I just haven't done because it's hard to come by free time here.
Yeah.
But I think I want to be more intentional about learning a new skill or a new hobby here.
That's cool.
No, that's awesome. Yeah, I think there's so many like there's so many things that we like are exposed to that we can learn. You know, like, you know, if you haven't played ping pong before, you can go play ping pong with people that are always open to teach you. You know, you can go to the back of the ship and work out. You can go, you know, the lifelong learners and the companions, all the adults older than us, they have this little area called the Chappie where they hang out and where they kind of, you know, mingle and stuff. And, you know, you can go up to them and ask them questions about, you know, what they're doing, and they'll, you know, provide moments, you know, from their lives where you can learn things like that. Okay. Lastly here, what will each of us take from ship life back home? You know, what has been something that has opened our eyes a little bit, and, you know, it's been like, dang, I want to bring that back to my life at home to make, you know, my life at home special, or even more special. Is there anything that you've been like, wow, this has been such a pivotal moment for me on this ship, and I want to bring it back to me?
I mean, like,
Or bring it back with me?
I mean, like, I don't know, all the stories, I think it's interesting because we don't put it into perspective really at like our home campuses, because we're just like, oh, these are just our peers and all that stuff. But when we actually talk to the peers on semester at sea, everyone has such crazy stories, like just like the professors, they all do such awesome things. They're all from different countries and all that stuff, and we're all technically like international students, but I don't know, it's just so interesting to hear about everyone's stories, and I never really think about like the people around me back at home that actually probably have the same exact thing. I just never give them the time of day. So I don't know, maybe dive deeper into like relationships with the people I have back at home to actually like know people.
Yeah,
Great point.
I was going to say, I mean, it sounds so cliche, and it's something that you put on your semester C application essay, and you kind of half mean it, but then you show up and it becomes so true. You just come out of here with a more worldly view. I think that traveling in general does that for you, but spending time with so many people from so many different cultures here, you just have an entirely different perspective on things. I mean, I'll use that in my job, in my daily life. But I'm a small town girl from Ohio. Like, this is just a huge change, and I think that you'll forever be a little bit different when you come out of semester C because of that.
Yeah, I like to put it in like you travel through people's stories. So you don't only travel to places, but you travel through what they've been to. And when you actually listen to those stories, then you change as a person as well. So I think if something that I could take home with me is like, how will I travel through the people's stories that are back at home? And how am I going to be able to take their stories into my life and make a change in the world or in my community, because so that everyone's stories are heard and everyone's stories are included when it comes to a bigger picture. Because I think that's something that I've learned here at Semester at Sea, how sometimes it is challenging to be in a community that you haven't never been before, and everyone has different ideas and different backgrounds. How are we all going to work together and make this work? You know, it's just, how are we going to be a community and actually make everyone's experience valuable? So I think taking back at home the same idea of like, maybe my college is not like 600 people, it's 40,000 people, right? But how can I make the same impact that I'm trying to make here back at home?
Yeah, I think for me, it's just making the most of the moment. I think that's a habit I really want to bring back home. I feel like I would just do school, eat, go to school, work and sleep, and I wouldn't really make my life happier or do something for me. I would just be in the wash, rinse, repeat cycle. Where I think as here has really taught me to, like you really only have one life, YOLO. You gotta push it to the metal. You gotta just go for it.
That was so inspirational.
Yeah, well,
That was good.
it's a bad ending, but
That was a
No,
good
no,
ending.
No, it's a great
but
ending.
yeah, I mean,
No, for sure. I think it's we have such a massive amount of access to information here, like you talked about, from so many different experiences and perspectives. We hear from people, when they walk up to us and they, give us a little motivation for the day, things like, be the change or go change the world. When you are able to wake up in the morning and, walk up the stairs and, say hi to someone, from, for example, the U.S. or from Canada or from, Spain or from Mexico or from any country that is represented on the ship, you begin to learn so much, and it gives you such a perspective on how to navigate a more holistic life. Because there's so many people that did not grow up the way you did. There are people that have grown up similar to you, but to be able to share those moments and build your character in a way that allows you to express yourself well and be uncomfortable and be vulnerable to learn is just such an amazing opportunity. Great. So we are approaching 42 minutes.
Should I go really quickly?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No,
I don't know
absolutely.
how long it'll
No,
take.
you're good.
I was thinking about it for a while, so this might be a little bit of a longer answer. But for me, when I started school as a freshman, I kind of went in with the hopes to have relationships with people that I would keep past 4 years. And I don't know, like my home university, I haven't had the best experience. So that's something I'm hoping to bring home from this is like relationships that are not just like in the present, but like I guess connections with people like past 4 years. And I think I've definitely learned through this, like no matter kind of what you've left and what you plan to go back to, you can rewrite it into something positive, because I did not think that like since my freshman year, it had like college for me had been really rocky. So just learning that you can kind of make positive experiences out of something that maybe in the past hasn't.
Absolutely, and that's a great segue. So, into my final little bit of information. I ended the first episode with some advice for the people that were at the table, and I will also end this episode with some advice, and it goes off exactly what Grace just brought up, and that is to reflect on moments of success that you've had. I think we all get boiled up in the moments where we fail and we beat ourselves up, and we don't give ourselves the credit we deserve of how far we've come, or how we've aced that exam, or we've talked to one more person or made one more friend. At least for me, I'm always stuck up in the, oh gosh, something went wrong, or I screwed up, or I didn't get something I wanted done. So I think at least for me, I've had moments. We've all had moments of great success. I mean, serious. Getting here is an achievement for all of us. To get ourselves on this ship, to make friends, to explore the world, to be uncomfortable, be vulnerable. I think it's a special thing that we've all gotten here. So we can clap it up for all of us being here together to share these amazing memories and stories. So we will conclude there. Does anyone else have anything else to add before we wrap up here? Great. Okay. Well, I'll wrap it up here. I want to thank everyone here at this table for being open and willing to share, for being comfortable around each other, and for being vulnerable in the moment. I know it can be tough to share how life has been, but I just thank everyone here for sharing the moments and sharing the stories to kind of help everyone navigate this experience and to make it the best. So if that's all, we will conclude there, and I want to thank everyone here for making this special. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.